Hi guys. So
Hi.
Hi.
I'm stating this now and I hope it ends up great. But at the end of this interview, Roberto, I have to show you something, but I'm
Okay.
not gonna it's at the end.
Okay.
But to start, one of my favorite things about this show is how they talk about final girls and how they all have been classified themselves as final girls. When you guys were working on either writing it for Roberto and Lindsay or, being in it, were there any final girls that helped inspire the series as a
Mm.
whole and made you guys be like, well, yeah, who's who I'm thinking about while we're in this
Oh
series?
my, all we do is talk about Final Girls. That's all we and do. And in fact, it's funny. I was like in a bookstore in LA, and there's this great book that's all that has profiles on all the Final Girls. And I bought Lindsay a copy. I forgot to bring it today.
Huh.
All we do is talk about that, like that trope and those iconic characters, like Laurie Strode,
Mm.
like Sydney, like all of them. And you hit upon kind of the magic of the show, which is usually these movies have one final girl. The conceit and baked into the DNA of this iteration of Pretty Little Liars is all of our girls are final girls,
Mhm.
and how do we tell compelling stories about each of them? But you name a final girl,
I
we
know.
look to them. Sally from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a big one.
Jenny from Friday the
Jenny
13th
from
Part 2.
yeah.
We talked about her a lot but you're so right. We talk about every final girl. Friday the 13th Part 2, Jenny, one thing that we loved about her is that she's studying psychology and the human mind and sort of I think we both believe she went on to be a very successful therapist given her drama. So we thought, oh wow, we're engaging with a final girl who's engaged with mental health. That's so going to lend itself to
Mm.
kind of a franchise with Dr. Sullivan. And but it's so true. You name her, we've watched her, we've talked about her, and we love her.
Mm.
Yeah.
And Annabeth, you are not a final girl of the final girls of the season, but do you have a
Correct.
favorite one that when you were reading the scripts or kind of doing it that you were like, yeah,
Oh,
I can see this inspiration?
yeah. I mean, I think again, Jamie Lee Curtis, just both, and even for me as an actress, she's like a final girl in Hollywood. You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean? Just endurance and resilience, and so yeah, she's always kind of the prototype for me of a final
I
girl.
don't know if Jamie Lee Curtis has published a biography yet, but The Final Girl would be such an amazing
The
title
Yeah.
final
for the
girl,
biography
yeah.
if she ever does that.
Yes.
Hollywood's
That
That's
would
final
be
girl.
Yep.
perfect.
yeah.
And also, I'm very musically inclined. I used to study Meisner and I was the one who made playlists when I would do things because that's how I function. But I like to think of shows also of having like theme songs for that season. Do you guys have a theme song each that you have envisioned for season two of this show of what you were like, yes, that's the theme song of this?
Mm.
I mean, Lindsay creates a playlist for the show. But so go for it,
To
Lindsay.
write with or to just to for the like.
Both,
Yeah.
I love to write to music, and every season one and season two, I created sort of playlists that we would write to, and we'd actually write songs into the show.
Mhm.
It's funny. So we're obviously all obsessed with TV and film, and growing up, I so intrinsically tie my memories of my favorite TV shows and favorite TV show moments to the song that was playing. Like right now, Kevin and Winnie telling each other they loved each other for the first time through a window was to Bob Seger, "We've Got Tonight."
Mhm.
And even though that wasn't accurate in the time period, it was perfect. Like I think of all of those kind of moments. And, this season, I think our sort of unofficial theme song has become Bananarama's Cruel Summer,
Yeah.
because it exudes fun. It exudes summer. So an 80s bop like that feels like the
Mhm.
summer to me. It's got an eeriness to it. It's got
Yeah.
a creepiness to it, and it's got a group of girls, a feminine power, a feminine vocal. So that to me, I think is kind of the theme song of the season that we use. But music is such a part of the language of our show. We have an amazing music supervisor, Brittany White, and we love to play really fun,
Mhm.
energetic, amazing, meaningful songs in our show.
It's funny you said that because I instantly was like, yeah, that scene in Doctor Who when Vincent Van Gogh goes and sees his paintings and it's to athlete, which I was like, okay.
It's the
But
song. I think at Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's like Angel and
Mhm.
Buffy at prom dancing to the Sunday's Wild Horses. They're
Mhm.
completely connected. And I think that was something I know very important to me. I think you too, Roberto, but when I think about our show, I do think about those moments. I think about Ash and Mouse's first kiss to Better Than the Movies by Adore Delano
Mhm.
and kind of like, oh, this is so cool, you know, to have those memories tied to these great songs is huge.
yeah. And Annabeth, you get to be, I love how like Roberto, you've done it with Riverdale, now you're doing it again. But I love how these shows exist within this campy horror world that you get to kind of live in. For you as an actor, what is the fun of getting to play a role in that and get to kind of mess around with that genre?
Oh, it's just, you know, my favorite word to describe my experience is it's just a fun romp. It is just, you know, you get to like dig in, dive. It is serious at its core, but it's also a fun approach. So every like there was not one moment, well, maybe one, of discomfort for me. Maybe one or two. But really, like it's just as you can tell, these are amazing people to work with and for.
Yeah, and for my last minute, my surprise, Roberto, is I have an American Psycho tattoo. Because I watched that musical. It's my favorite story in like
Oh my
piece of
God.
media. But I watched that musical 7 times when it was in New York for the month it was open.
You probably saw it more than
Wow.
me. Seriously. Oh my God. That's
That's
so cute.
amazing.
Because I think it's so it's kind of everything that you do and that I love in your work is represented in that musical, and I think it's one of the best. And I'm so mad at 2016 people for not going to
Stay tuned because there's been talk of bringing it back in some way. So stay tuned. I mean, who knows? But that's so sweet. Well, show me the tattoo. Can you show it or no?
Yeah. It's I don't know if you can see it, but it is an axe, and it
Oh
says
my
this is not an
God.
exit. Something goes
Yes.
going
That's
down it because
so
that's my
cool.
favorite song. I know it's in
Yeah.
the book too, but that's my favorite song.
No, for sure. That's such a well,
Epic.
thank you for being such a fan. We love the Mary Sue, and you
Thank
all are
you.
so supportive of these shows, and they're our
Mhm.
lifeblood. So thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait for everyone to get to see season 2.
Yay.
Thank you,
Thank
Rachel.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.